Welcome back, trainers, and today we're going to be taking a look at level 51 100% IV Dragonite with Superpower, the Open Master League, to see what it could really do. I'm going to be honest, I didn't have the best of luck. It's not the Dragonite, it was just the horrible RPS here, but it does amazing when you do have a good alignment, and since you do have that Superpower, it does do a lot of damage. And if you're Shadow, you're going to be doing that much more. So we're going to pair it up with Groudon, Mewtwo, and another one I think is going to be Melmetal here. Kind of a short video for you, just a little quick brush up to see what's going on because we're going to be getting this community day. And there's still newer people. I know there's a lot of you out there who have a ton of XL candies, several 100% IVs, all maxed out. But there's new people joining all the time and they're kind of lost in the midst of all this stuff. So a little direction wouldn't be bad, right? So you definitely want to get yourself a good Dratini to evolve into Dragonite because it's very good for all the leagues. You may even want to hunt for one in the Ultra League as well. As far as going up against raids, it's also going to be pretty good. It's going to be even better as a Shadow. Since it doesn't Mega Evolve, you're going to be able to take advantage of that Shadow without, worrying about the investment in that, and then it's going to have a Mega. So, I have to go power up a regular one. So definitely going to be good right there. I do keep mine at 40 just because I like to have it in the Master League Classic. So I was having some decent matchups here today. It's not the Mewtwo, or not the Mewtwo, the Dragonite that wasn't performing well. It was just the fact that it wasn't getting alignment. And if it does go up against a Zacian or a Togekiss, if you go right into a Sylveon as well, that's not going to be great for you. Anything Fairy, you're pretty much done because you have Dragon Claw and Superpower. So there is that little bit of a drawback, unfortunately, but otherwise, this thing really won't let you down. And, there's also matchups where things get walled by Dragonite. That's going to be Groudon with Earthquake and Fire Punch. Now, if it does have Dragon Tail, that's another story. It's going to be knocking you out of the sky there. All right, so if you do enjoy my videos, folks, please give it a thumbs up. Really do appreciate it. Let's see what we have going on here. Met with the Dialga with our Groudon, and this is always a good matchup. You always got to be careful for them to try to catch here. And also try to throw the Earthquake before they throw their Iron Head so they can't just run away after this and bring in something else after you've given them a shield. So definitely going to be shielding up this Iron Head here and waiting for another potential catch. And looks like we're good to go, but you never know. Sometimes you all of a sudden hear the Pokemon's cry right in the middle of your animation. You're like, what? How did that even get thrown into the battle here? And we're going to just throw this Fire Punch because, well, before we go down, might as well do some damage. And we're going to have to farm down. So we have one shield left. Dialga hits hard. And now we need to be kind of careful here. Now, I don't want to bring in the Mewtwo because I'm not trying to farm it down. So we're just going to have to bring in the Dragonite, farm it down with Dragon Breath, and see what they have going on at the back here with the Mewtwo ready to go as well. And they have a Metagross. All right, so that Shadow, going to throw the Superpower here, swap into Mewtwo immediately. It does have Shadow Ball. And we definitely cannot go for no Sight Strike on that thing. And they have a Landorus in the back. So what we need to do is come out of this with energy. Otherwise, Mewtwo is going to go down to the Metagross for sure. So I'm expecting a Rock Slide here, which is going to do decent damage. Earth Power, okay, that works too. Building up that extra energy so we can get to the Shadow Ball. And I do believe they're almost to a Meteor Mash on the Metagross. They just don't throw it because they know they have the Dragonite to deal with as well. And we're getting to that Shadow Ball. This is easily going to take them out right in the nick of time. We had literally 1 HP on that Mewtwo. All right, next battle leading with the Groudon, and we're going to be seeing a Heatran. Don't see those too often. That's pretty crazy. So something to take note of is I was seeing a whole lot of Pokemon that I don't usually see in the Open Master League. All of a sudden, once I put the Dragonite on my team, it's been a while. Like this Heatran, for instance, and a whole lot of Kyogres. So we do have the RPS completely here. We do need to look out for Thunder. Obviously, Blizzard would take us out easily. So they get us with a Surf. Now, at this point, we know that it's just going to be another Surf, so we let this one go. And the question is, what are they going to be bringing into battle here? Because you got Fighting and Dragon. I mean, what's going to really... Fairy, I guess. But so they're bringing back the Heatran. I'm going to go straight for that Superpower, doing a ton of damage. Might as well go for another one. I mean, at this point, keep it going here. No need to bait. We're almost down. They let it go. It's at the back. A Giratina. Okay, so we bring in our Groudon immediately here. Mewtwo is going to have a good time. Suppose it does have a Shadow Claw. So we are going to be able to... All right, they just back out. And it freezes up there for a minute, and we take the win. So we would have gotten to a Shadow Ball. Even a Sight Strike would have been enough at that point. They still have one shield, and so did we. All right, moving on to our next battle, folks. What are we going to see? A Garchomp. Please tell me it has Mudshot, and yes, it has Mudshot. Great. So if we do have to go up against this with our Dragonite, we don't have really anything to worry about, except for them getting to Outrage, I suppose, like that. That will pretty much take us out. But the thing about Dragonite is it's very thick, and it could take some damage, that's for sure. So they're shielding up the first Earthquake, and I'm thinking, yeah, might as well go ahead and shield this up, put on the pressure here, and we should be able to get to a Fire Punch right before they do get to an Earth Power here. So going for the next one, they let it go. Great. Doubt that they want to use another shield here, and we do get to the Fire Punch. I do believe we got there at the same time, and we're going to be able to throw the Fire Punch because of that CMP, and they're bringing in their own Groudon here. So I'm just going to try to build up to the Earthquake, might as well, because it's going to put on the pressure for them to just go ahead and throw, although they did build up a little bit more than they needed for that Fire Punch. So they retreat because I don't want none of that, and they have a Tyranitar, so I suppose that's getting a little bit spicy there. It's on the little bit of like a Tabasco sauce, right? So this is great for us. We're Melmetal, and they do have Smackdown. Just getting super powered out of here. And one more Thunder Shock, and you know, they stayed into the battle, and not a lot of people would do that. Now at this point, we're just simply going to keep on superpowering. Dragonite really has nothing to worry about. Maybe a little bit if it had Dragon Tail, but at this point, we're going to bring its health down so low it doesn't really matter anymore. I kind of want to try out the Dragon Tail Groudon to see how that does work. I haven't really used that whatsoever. May have made one video of it back in the day, but I don't even remember it, so probably didn't have such a good time with that. So we're going to go ahead and just farm down at this point because they have a shield. And it looks like they want to fight until the very end, so good game to them. Moving on to our next opponent, what are we going to see here? Zacian. Okay, so we kind of need to get rid of this thing right now. Even though Melmetal is steel, it does what we get Flash Cannon, I suppose. So we were talking about it getting a community day, one day hopefully, with double Iron Bash, which is going to be it's a signature move, right? Steel type. Maybe kind of a clone of Meteor Mash. That'd be pretty cool. That'd give it a lot of an advantage because of the Thunder Shock that it does have to farm up quick. It'd probably make it just even more annoying than it is right now, so who knows. Alright, anyways, up against the Zacian here, we're going to go ahead and go for the Earthquake, taking them out. They've used one shield and so have we. This is a good position to be in, bringing in their own Groudon. This is great. So we're going to be bringing in, of course, the Dragonite, and see what they do here. Now this is great. If they stay here, this means we're just going to be able to get so much farm and see what we can do for whatever they do have at the back. We're just going to keep going. Now we're not going to farm them all the way down. We're going to reach a cap where they are starting to do a decent amount of damage, and we don't want them to kind of bring us down too low here in case there's some sort of a... Well, if there's a Charmander at the back, it's pretty much a GG for this Dragonite anyway. And they're getting to one more Fire Punch before they do go down. What is in the back that they do not want to swap? And it is going to be a Giratina. Okay, with Shadow Claw. Yeah, we're definitely going to be doing a lot here. Since their Shadow Claw is just neutral, and our Dragon Breath is doing a ton, I do decide to shield up whatever they throw at me. I kind of want to finish it off with the Dragonite, since it is the spotlight on the video here. So we're going to go ahead and shield this up, knowing that we're probably going to get to another one here. And there you go. Dragonite taking the win for us, is sweeping up. This thing is very reliable. It's always been a great gym attacker too, ever since it was, it was released when the game came out as one of the original Pokemon. And I remember when they spawned downtown, grown adults stampeding to find the Dragonite, me being one of them. Well, I kind of just walked over. I heard, you know, you could just see the people running. It was crazy. If you weren't around when this game first came out, it was insane. And I was only playing in downtown Anchorage. I could only imagine in big cities where there's actual humongous groups of people just hurtling over to Pokemon. All right, anyway, so we're bringing in the Melmetal. Thought I was going to be slick and catch a Play Rough, but I'm catching a Fist to the face with close combat. And now we're fully loaded up against this Mewtwo here, so let's go ahead and start throwing these Rock Slides and do as much damage as we possibly can. Now, unless they have Focus Blast, we're going to be looking okay here. We should be able to pull this off. So a Side Strike, very interesting. So technically they need a Side Strike and a Shadow Ball, so that, you know, it's not like crazy. Maybe they're thinking I was going to shield up here. Shadow Ball is not going to be enough, I don't think. Another Side Strike, okay, very interesting. Maybe they have Ice Beam. I was encountering a lot of Ice Beam Mewtwo's because of the dang Dragonite being on the team. I never see them, but then there you go. I got literally a 0 and 5, and then another was like 1 and 4 because I was seeing moves on Pokemon that I'd never seen before, so it was just taking me by surprise, and it was just crazy. Like, wow, one Pokemon changes everything, huh? All right, so Iron Head, down goes the Groudon, in goes the Dragonite. They have no more shields left. You already know what it is, and I already knew they were trying to catch here, and that was it. They do back out after this because they knew they had to catch, and we don't get to see the superpower to the Dialga. Thank you for watching, and take care.
sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
Hey! So you're finally here! Fantastic!
Touch the deck. This is the best day.